wherever you are around the world watching us for our highly anticipated showdown going down this Saturday between the WBC super featherweight world champion Miguel Berchelt and undefeated former featherweight world champion Oscar Valdez. Our ESPN doubleheader on Saturday night gets started with our co-feature between undefeated 130-pound phenom Gabriel Flores Jr. taking a step up in competition against the battle-tested veteran in Jayson Velez. Berchelt-Valdez and Flores-Velez will air at 7 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN and ESPN+. So you can watch it from your mobile device, TV on ESPN Plus at the same time as your television on ESPN, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. The undercard. We have a stacked undercard for you. As always, it's going to be streaming on ESPN Plus at 3:30 Pacific time. Some of the fighters on the undercard that you're going to get to see include junior welterweight knockout artist Elvis Rodriguez, 18-year-old welterweight sensation Xander Sayas will be making his bubble debut. Middleweight contender Esquiva Falcao and heavyweight prospect Sonny Conto, just to name a few. We have like 7 fights on the undercard. So all day boxing, all day long, 3:30 Pacific time on ESPN Plus, and then 7 p.m. Pacific time for our co-main event and main event on ESPN and ESPN Plus. We're going to get started now with the 2 men on either side of me that are going to be featured in our co-main event. Jayson Velez, I'll start with you first. Welcome. Happy to have you here. When Andrew Cancio pulled out of the fight for an injury and you got the call to take this fight with Gabe, obviously you fight for the money, but why else accept this fight with Gabe Flores Jr.?
Well, because I want to prove I'm still a fighter to become a world champion, and this guy right here is a great fighter. I've seen him, so he have skills, he has the talent, and this is what I need to prove. I can be at the top level, and I want to. I like to bring action to the fans. So this is gonna be one of that great fights.
How about the English here for Jayson Velez? You're doing awesome. Sorry, Guardy, we don't need you anymore. See you later. Come back later. Now, you've been watching Gabe. He's fought here in the bubble. You fought in the bubble. What kind of fight do you anticipate? Obviously, he's quick. He's a slick boxer. But you like to bring the action out of people. What kind of fight are you anticipating Saturday night?
Well, he is a technical fighter. He has skills. But sometimes he's tough to fight. So, he's a very complete fighter. And I like that because sometime in the fight, he will have to stop, and that's what I want. Because that's what I like, and that's what people like. So I expect him to use his skills for a few rounds, but eventually he will stop. We will bring the action to the fans.
I think the fans will very much be looking forward to that. And now, for you, coming off the first knockout loss of your career to Oscar Valdez, how do you just kind of refocus yourself mentally to get back in the ring and kind of show people exactly who Jayson Velez is, that he's not done at this point in his career?
Yeah, at the first time it was hard, obviously, but when you see this guy right here, you know he's a great champion. So nothing to complain about it. So I'm okay. I've been working with psychologists. Okay. So I'm good. So this is part of the boxing. So great fighters had lost by knockout, and they rise again. So I will do the same.
And oftentimes rise again stronger because they know what it's like to be in that position. Lastly, you mentioned that man right there. We'll see him in just a minute, Oscar Valdez. What are your thoughts on the main event, Miguel Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez?
Fireworks. I like this fight. I respect both of them. I don't have fighter to choose to win, but both of them are great champions. Any of them can win the fight, so I'll be watching.
I'm sure everyone will get showered up real quick and be back ringside to watch that. Before I let you go, anything you'd like to say, even in Spanish, to your fans, everyone watching back in Puerto Rico? Maybe a shout out to Pepe's Tacos there, since you got him on your mask, your hat, and your shirt.
Pepe's Taco, gracias, Malta Ceja, agradecido siempre por tu apoyo en mi carrera. Fanáticos de Puerto Rico, agradecido con ustedes siempre. Como siempre, les voy a traer la acción. Puerto Rico, lógicamente, es un gran país en la rivalidad de México-Puerto Rico. Así que voy a traer la acción. Pendientes todos este 20 de febrero, que nuevamente traeremos acción para ustedes.
All right, that's Jayson Velez, 29-7-1, 21 KOs, and it's almost your birthday coming up, so happy early birthday. Maybe you'll go home with the birthday present Saturday night. Not if this man, though, over here has anything to do with it, right? Gabriel Flores Jr., good to see you again. 19-0, 6 KOs. This is your third fight now in the bubble. Yeah. Quite different than fighting in your backyard in Stockton or on big undercards with a lot of fans. So just for those watching, how has this experience, been for you so far? Obviously, you've continued winning, so it hasn't affected you too much.
Yeah. I've been blessed to still be active and be busy in the bubble, because not a lot of people right now are busy and fighting, but we're always working. We're always working to make sure that we get that opportunity. It's not given, it's earned.
Speaking of being earned, you seem to earn your spot on these big undercards, and we have another one with, this fight, the highly anticipated matchup between Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez. What does it mean to you to keep getting these opportunities time after time and show out like you have? What does that say about you and your team?
My hard work's paying off, and my team's working. We all working all the time. My hard work's paying off, and we're going to put that to display Saturday night.
You talk about how much preparation is vital. If you have a extremely hard training camp, then it's easy work when it comes to the ring. Talk about some of this great sparring that you've had in preparation for this fight against Jayson Velez.
I sparred Oscar, went over there to San Diego, sparred Oscar early in November. Man, there's so many. We're in Vegas, so there's so many sparring. So to get somebody similar to Velez's style was not hard to find. We got so many sparring like that.
And for those concerned, obviously, Andrew Cancio was the first opponent, but you had plenty of time to prepare. And although their styles aren't extremely contrasting, it still takes a shift in the mindset and the preparation with you and your pops. But you feel confident in the work that you've gotten in.
Oh, yeah, extremely confident. Saturday night, I'm going to take control of the fight. We're going to be in there, and I can't wait just to be in the moment and show you guys that I'm ready for a world title shot.
Most people saying this fight, at least compared to the resumes of other fighters, being that he's fought some big names in the sport, is a step up in competition for you. You probably can better answer this after the fight, but do you feel at this point in your career, now 2021, you are taking that step up that you've been longing for and starting here with this man, Jayson Velez?
Most definitely. Jayson Velez has fought some contenders and good people. He has. So he's the best on paper. But my job Saturday night is to make him look like not my best opponent this far.
Do you feel like you're getting him at a good time, being that he is coming off a knockout loss, or that's not really factored in your mind at all?
No, I'm not hoping to fight a disadvantaged fighter. I'm hoping for him to come in at his best, because him at his best will bring the best out of me.
What is the best that we've seen out of you? Is it a fight where you go in there and, we've seen you dominate pillar to post by outboxing somebody, and you're always going to have those fans, especially the ones tuning in Saturday night, that crave that knockout and crave that action. What do you think, if you could map out the fight in your head, would be the ideal situation for you on Saturday night and for the fans?
Honestly, if he could stand up the whole time in the 10 rounds, it's just going to be a lot of punches landed. I'm going to control the fight from first round to the 10th round. I got extreme conditioning. So there's no way I'm going to get tired in there. I could keep a high-paced fight for all 10 rounds if that's what we have to do.
Lastly, I feel like it was just yesterday we were here in Vegas and we had announced signing you as the youngest ever. Fast forward, now we're in the third year of your professional career. I know it's gone by so fast, but what are kind of your plans, your goals here for 2021, now you're into year 3? Right
now, it's Saturday night. Looking great against Velez. Be the bus driver. I got to take him to school. That's what I'm going to have to do and show that I'm ready for a world title shot, because come the end of the year, I feel like I'm going to get that title shot.
So that's kind of in your sights come the end of the year, world title. I know that's what you want too, more than anything at this point. So a lot on the line in our co-main event on Saturday night. Gabriel Flores Jr. against Jayson Velez to open the show at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Thank you guys so much. Anything you want to say back to your fans, everyone tuned in Stockton? I know even though they're far away, they'll be watching on Saturday night.
I'm blessed, grateful for the opportunity, and I'll make the most out of it. Come Saturday night, and you see the best Gabriel Flores, an old school fighter. I'm going to be ready to go all 15 rounds if I have to.
He keeps winning. He's going to have a hard time holding the mic up with all that jewelry and those chains around your neck.
We keep upgrading in performances and everything. We're upgrading every day, and the next upgrade is a world title.
I hear it. I hear that. Something you can't buy, right? All right, let me get you guys to face off here for some photos, and then we'll get to our main event, so stay with us. Thank you, guys. Hi. You guys ready? Listo? Siempre? I'm not going to speak Spanish. I've been working on it, but I'm going to speak English. Gardy, we will need your help this time around. But, I mean, gosh, it feels good to finally be here with you guys. I know it's been a long time coming. The fight got pushed back, but it is fight week. It is here. We are just 2 days away from the highly anticipated showdown between WBC super featherweight world champion Miguel Berchelt taking on former featherweight world champion and undefeated Oscar Valdez. Oscar, I will start with you. This is probably the first time that I've talked to you in your career where you actually are coming into a fight as an underdog. An undefeated former champion, but yet the underdog. Have you thought about that much?
Oh, yes. I definitely thought about that. It's the first time I'm on this side, on the right side as a favorite. But it just brings nothing but motivation to me. It's a great motivation. Of course, it's a difficult fight. There's a reason why he's holding that belt. He's a great champion, inside the ring and outside the ring. There's nothing personal. But I want that belt. I want that belt. That's a dream that I've had ever since I was a little kid, ever since I was 8 or 9 years old. I've dreamed about it because my idols have held it. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, they all hold this belt. And that's something that I've always wanted to hold ever since I was a kid. So this is my opportunity, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to accomplish it. So it doesn't matter if who's favorite, who's not. In my mind, every time I visualize this fight, I visualize myself as a winner.
So is that there's a lot on the line. I mean, obviously, it's that WBC belt. It's Mexico versus Mexico right here in Las Vegas, where so many wars have happened. It's your undefeated record. I mean, if you were to kind of sit there and rank what's most important, and it's Berchelt, who has kind of had his eye on you, and there's a little bit of history there. What is of most importance? Because if it was somebody else sitting here holding this WBC belt, would it carry as much weight as it carries for you now with everything that's on the line?
Nothing at all. To be honest, it would be an honor for me to show the crowds a good fight, because every time you got two Mexicans inside the ring, there's always a good fight. So if it was somebody else, then maybe I was just looking at the world title shot, at the WBC world title, that's the most important thing. But if we can add a great fight for the fans, that will be, excellent for me. Everywhere I go, back home and overall and everywhere in Mexico, I get asked this question: when is that fight going to happen? When are you and Berchelt going to fight? And it will be an honor for me to show them a great fight with a warrior like Miguel Berchelt.
Well, I know you've talked a lot about that, the trilogy between Morales and Barrera. We talked about Vasquez Marquez. I mean, Bernardo Osuna put together a fantastic feature just about what this fight will mean in households, not only across the United States, but in Mexico too. Do you envision this being one of those type of fights that boxing fans and their kids, your kids, our grandkids will be talking about one day when you play it back in your mind, how it's going to go?
I would love for that to happen. I think sometimes fights like that, you can't force them. You just got to bring the best out of you and let the opponent bring the best out of him, and that's where the magic starts. So it would definitely be an honor for me, and like I said, I would like to inspire new generations and new athletes or new boxers coming up the same way Marco Antonio Barrera and Eddie Morales inspired me. I grew up watching these fights. I was stuck to the TV each and every time they fought. I've probably seen those fights, that trilogy more than 100 times, and that impacted my life. So if I can do that to a new generation, then that would be great for me.
And in order for that to kind of happen, you guys are going to have to at some point stand toe-to-toe and go to work. And I know what you've been working on with that Reynoso. You guys have had several fights together, implementing a little more of defense into your strategy, and more of counterpunching, all things that you've been capable of. But when push comes to shove, there's something that comes out in you each and every time. I feel like that's going to be inevitable in a fight like this. Wouldn't you agree? Not to say that all your work's going to go out the window, but you said it before. What Mike Tyson says, everybody has that game plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Exactly. Every time, everyone has a game plan. Sometimes it only takes one good shot to go toe-to-toe and see who has the bigger heart in there, who really wants it more, who wants to take that title back home. So I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to take that belt home. Like I said, it's my opportunity. I'm not going to go in there and not give it my best. I'm going to do whatever it takes. If I have to box, I'm going to box. If I have to bang it and brawl it out, then I'm willing to do that too. And I think that's what the fans will want. So if it's gonna go like that, then I'll gladly do it.
What would it mean to you, Oscar, to hear at the end of that fight and new WBC super featherweight champion of the world?
It will mean the world to me. It's like I said before, it's a dream that I've had ever since I was a little kid. And it's not only a dream that I have. It's a dream that we share as a family, as a team. Me and my father have been together since. Obviously, he's the first one who put the gloves on me, and he dreams to having me as a world champion, and we both want this. And also, we have my trainer who wants this, and it's a teamwork. So we all share this dream, and we all want this. So it will mean the world for me and for my family, because at the end of the day, this is what puts food on the table.
I can see tears going to happen, and Bubba too, and your dad too, if that happens, because of how much it means. I can almost bank on it. I had to get a smile out of you. I know you've been so serious, but I know how much you guys have been working towards this, and I know there's a lot of people watching in Spanish as well. So if you would just like to say something in Spanish to all your fans about what this fight means to you and what they can expect Saturday night.
Sí, claro. Primeramente saludar a toda la prensa que está aquí. Vengo muy motivado por esta pelea. Es la oportunidad de mi vida. Como muchos saben, he soñado por esta oportunidad durante mucho tiempo. Desde que tenía 8 años soñé con llegar a tener el título del CMB, y esta es la oportunidad de mi vida. Vengo ante un peleador muy peligroso, un peleador respetado, un campeón como Gabriel Berchelt. Es muy duro, pero no es imposible. Por eso se entrena a diario en el gimnasio, la pelea se gana en el gimnasio, y vengo bien preparado físicamente y mentalmente para esta oportunidad. Entonces sería un honor para mí inspirar a la nueva generación, a los nuevos atletas, a los nuevos boxeadores que van creciendo, de la misma manera como Eric Morales y Marco Antonio Barrera lo hicieron para mí. Entonces, esta pelea tiene todos los ingredientes para ser una gran pelea entre dos mexicanos que no se van a rajar arriba del ring. Por mi parte, les prometo dar mi mejor espectáculo, dejar mi sudor, mi esfuerzo arriba del ring, como decimos los mexicanos, morir en la raya y hacer todo lo posible por traerme ese título para mi casa. Entonces, Les mando saludos a toda la gente. Que no se pierdan esta pelea este sábado. Que, como te digo, les daré mi mejor esfuerzo arriba del ring.
You got all that? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to translate it. We've got all that part covered. Oscar, thank you so much, and good luck on Saturday night. Miguel, we go to you now, the champ, holding on to that belt that he's been eyeing so closely. But Guardia, I will use your help now. Thank you. First, let me just ask you, you went through COVID-19. So many of the fighters that we've actually have had fights postponed. So just how thankful are you to have made it through and finally be here for Fight Week, having dealt with COVID-19?
Estás aquí en este momento donde tienes el cinturón que Oscar también quiere. Para esta pelea se pospuso en diciembre porque tuviste un caso de COVID. ¿Cómo te sientes de finalmente estar aquí con esta oportunidad, esta pelea tan grande que los fanáticos esperan?
Pues bueno, me siento muy feliz, muy contento. Esta es la pelea que he estado esperando por mucho tiempo. No, la verdad que respeto a Oscar, es un excelente peleador. Lo sigo desde Beijing 2008 porque yo quise formar parte de la selección de México. Y bueno, no se dio esa pelea en amateur, pero bueno, ahorita se va a dar este sábado 20. Estoy muy ansioso, vengo muy bien preparado y la verdad sabemos de la calidad de rival que tenemos enfrente, pero vamos a demostrar por qué soy el campeón.
I'm very happy to be here. I've been following Oscar since he was in the Olympics in Beijing 2008 because that was an opportunity that I wanted for myself. I respect him a lot. He's a great champion. We know the quality of the opponent that we have in front of us, but I'm here to get the win and get my title.
I know a lot of fans and people on social media too were wondering about your trainer, if he was going to make it here or not, but just FYI, he's on his way. No issues, correct, with Caballero getting here and being on your corner on Saturday.
No hay ningún problema con que Caballero esté en tu esquina el sábado.
No, la verdad que no, el trabajo ya se hizo en Los Mochis, ya se desarrolló en Hermosillo, Sonora. Yo vengo preparado física y mentalmente. Esta es la pelea que siempre quise, que la gente está pidiendo. Y bueno, este sábado vamos a hacer lo mejor de mí, vamos a dar un gran combate y esté o no esté Caballero, yo tengo que ganar, el trabajo ya está hecho.
We did all the hard work in Los Mochis with Caballero. I've been waiting for this fight for a long time. The fans have been asking for this fight for a long time. And it will not matter if Caballero is on my corner or not. I'm here to win.
Doesn't matter if I got my trainer. I know what I'm supposed to do at this point. But obviously, it'll be nice to have him there for your title defense, number 7. Did you think that you would still be here at this weight class defending your title for the 7th time? And is that goal of the most title defenses that Julio Cesar Chavez holds, does that mean something to you?
¿Pensabas que estarías haciendo 7 defensas de tu título? Quizás ibas a subir de peso antes. Y si la meta de alcanzar a Julio César Chávez todavía sigue presente.
Pues bueno, es algo que me gustaría, pero la verdad no me gusta pensar a futuro. Respeto al rival que tengo enfrente. Oscar es un gran peleador, tiene una gran esquina como lo es Reynoso. Entonces, vamos a ver qué pasa este sábado 20. No, después veremos qué viene para mí, pero primero lo primero.
We will see what happens next, but I don't like to get ahead of myself. I know that I have a great opponent in front of me, and he also has a great corner in Eddie Reynoso. So I'm just thinking about this fight, and we will see what happens after Saturday.
Oscar talked about that he's watched the Barrera Morales trilogy over 100 times, and I know you two follow the history of boxing, especially from where you're from in Mexico. Do you anticipate this fight being a fight that will be one for the ages, or you're just focused on what you have to do and history will write itself?
Oscar menciona que ha visto la trilogía de Barrera Morales más de 100 veces. Sabemos que de donde son ustedes de México, pues una pelea que es bien importante para el país. ¿Envisionas tú que la pelea entre ustedes sería así algo de grande o no le prestas atención y solamente que la historia se escriba ella misma?
Pues bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa el sábado. Creo que los estilos hacen peleas. Creo que el estilo de Oscar y el mío pinta para un gran combate. Y bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa ese día sábado.
Let's see what happens on Saturday. Styles makes fight, and I believe that Oscar's style and my style will make for a great fight. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
What kind of style does he think Oscar will fight?
¿Qué estilo de pelea piensas tú que Oscar va a pelear el sábado?
Pues bueno, lo desconozco. Creo que él y su equipo tienen su estrategia, yo tengo la mía, pero sin duda creo que el ganador va a ser el público.
I don't know. I have my strategy. They have their strategy, but I'm for sure the fans are going to be the winners.
100% they will be. Anything that you would like to say to your fans, everybody watching? I mean, all eyes on Saturday night will be on Berchelt-Valdez
algo que le quieras decir a tus fanáticos para el sábado, ya que van a tener los ojos del mundo en la pelea Valdez-Berchelt.
Claro que sí, que no se pierdan esta pelea, una pelea muy esperada por toda la afición. En el 2020 no se pudo dar, pero bueno, este 2021 empezamos con todo. Creo que va a ser un gran combate, creo que ya mucha gente se está saboreando porque llegue el día sábado. Y pues bueno, que esperen un gran combate de mi parte, voy a darlo todo. Pienso defender mi cinturón como siempre lo he hecho. Yo sé cuánto me ha costado estar aquí en el lugar en donde estoy. Entonces voy a hacer que todos esos sacrificios valgan la pena y bueno, que disfruten la pelea.
I will tell my fans to not miss this fight. This is going to be a great fight. I know how much has taken me to get this title, and I'm sure that I'm going to defend the title successfully again. And I will say the fans, just don't miss it. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, this is just one of those fights where you wish that we could have fans in attendance, but the best way that you could show your support to these two warriors willing to put it all on the line is to tune in and not miss it. Saturday night on ESPN, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, both on ESPN and ESPN Plus. These guys are willing to put it all on the line for your enjoyment, and of course for that green shiny thing over there too. So tune in at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN Plus for the undercards. Like I said, a ton of talent on the undercard as well. So just a full slate of boxing for you on Saturday night. Tomorrow, the weigh-ins will air live on ESPN2 at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So you will be able to see these guys face off after weighing in, and then Max on Boxing is immediately following the weigh-in on ESPN as well. So you'll get to hear from them one last time before they step into the ring on Saturday night. Oscar, thank you so much. Pleasure to see you again. Miguel, muchas gracias para todo. If you guys will stand up here for some pictures, we'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins. I'm Christina Poncher.